Om Shanti. Okay. अभी सब
Now,
साइलेंस में
everyone is to sit in a complete stage of silence.
कानों द्वारा सुनना है
You are to listen through your ears,
और हमको मुख द्वारा बोलना है
and I will be speaking through the mouth, but all of us will remain in silence.
ये जो हमारा 30 साल हो गया अभी
This is now my 30th year
हर संडे के बाबा ने नियम बना के दिया था
of practicing this discipline of an hour's meditation for serving the world. And I remember the day
भाई हमारा हाजिर नहीं है जिसने बाबा से
there was a brother who took this inspiration as to what we should do for the service of the world.
मधुबन से मीठे बाबा के प्रेरणानुसार
And according to the inspiration of Sweet Baba from Madhuban,
ये जो नियम बना के बाबा ने दिया है
Baba has given us this discipline. I'm not asking you to raise your hands, but I believe that many,
जिन्होंने कभी मिस नहीं किया होगा
there may be just a few who have never missed this discipline.
मैं अपने दिल से कहेंगी
But I will tell you from the depth of my heart, do not miss this again. Do not miss this for any reason,
क्योंकि विश्व
because something which is dedicated to the service of the world, where we sit in a gathering for this,
11-12 साल हो गया
I think there's been about 10 or 11 years
जो एक ही टाइम
that altogether from 6:30 to 7:30 throughout the entire world we all sit for an hour's meditation for world service,
मेडिटेशन चलता है
and meditation is going on in all places.
कितनी अच्छी सेवा
It is such good service
संगठन में बैठ विश्व को
for us to sit together in a gathering and sit in meditation through which the world automatically receives peace.
नहीं कहा था कराची
Even when we were in Karachi and living in Bridge Koti, Baba said that when you sit in silence,
साक्षात्कार
there are many people who will have visions
ये संगठन का
of this gathering.
कॉमन बात सहज बात नहीं है
This is not a small thing or an easy thing.
प्रेयर में आवाज है
In prayer, there is the sound of the voice.
ये आवाज से परे
But what we are doing is beyond the sound of the voice.
एकाग्रता की शक्ति से
All of us in the power of concentration
मीठे बाबा के सर्वशक्तिमान बाबा के
and sweet and powerful Babas, in sweet and powerful Baba's remembrance.
बात की हलचल नहीं
There is nothing that creates fluctuation. No one's intellect shakes.
अब अंदाजा लगाओ
You can analyze this.
कहाँ एकदम जोर से बरसात पड़ती है
Suppose it is raining very strongly, or there is a very hot atmosphere,
से बरसात बरसाई
and you see how the rain comes down.
बड़ा कहीं अंदर जगह
And there are many people
मंडल व
who feel this vibration is like the cool rain falling on their head.
बरसात
Rain
पर पड़ती है
goes to so many places,
ये अनुभव कहीं कि अभी
and even now many have this experience.
जिन इस प्रकार की इतनी एकाग्रता की शक्ति से
But now by this kind of power of concentration which Baba has
याद में बिठाता था
asked us to sit in remembrance for this. Once the song started, people started getting up and looking around. And you had the feeling that you're sitting and waiting for the song to play and then you can get up. But when we used to sit in front of Baba, we sat for so long time. Our life says, Baba, I want to be in your company, and in such a big gathering. Of course, sitting alone, we cannot stay in so much remembrance as we can in the gathering, because we get a lot of help from the gathering and also from the place. Because this atmosphere has been created over a long period. Why does anybody come into this hall? Either to listen to the Murli, to listen to a class, or to sit in silence. And now I don't use the word meditation much these days, because then you have to explain what it means, because there are many different kinds of meditation. But now we say, let us sit in silence. To remain in silence means you must remain in an introverted stage, and you would only come into sound instrumentally, but much is accomplished through remaining in silence. The inspirations that come from Baba as to how we should become servers at this time. We have been doing service and played a good part doing this for many years, but now the Murlis that we are hearing are talking about the love of the heart and the love of and the understanding of the head. And I spoke with Dadi Gulzar about this, how Baba speaks to us so that we understand something. We understand through the intellect who we are and who Baba is, but if we can understand through the heart, who am I and who is my Baba, then there is no need to make any effort for those who understand with the heart. Whatever you have attained from Baba and what you are attaining, what you have attained and what you are attaining, you don't get so much from children. It is the father who gives love to the child. These are new children of Baba, and he will give them a lot of love. And if anybody has not loved that child, then Baba will love that child more than anyone. To remember Baba is good, but to receive and take the love from the Father is a great wonder. It is amazing, his love. We have remembrance and immediately we receive the wave of love, and automatically we are established in remembrance. It's not that we have to set ourselves in remembrance, but we experience love, and so the feeling of remembrance comes. Does anybody have this experience that you feel love and then automatically nobody else seems to be having this feeling that you feel Baba's love? Do you have this leakage going on, which Baba spoke about? Do you cross the line of Maryada even with a thumb or finger? When you see the golden deer, is there a little bit of attraction? You go towards facilities, but do not do that. There are some very good children of Baba. Baba has called them the yogis who go all around and who are the intoxicated beggars. Their eyes cannot fall into any things or people. They do not get caught up.
बोले खटिया भी न हो कुटिया भी न हो
Even if they don't have a place to be or a bed to sleep
खाने के
on,
लिए कुछ न हो
or if there's nothing to eat,
मिल जाता है
you will get something.
किसी ने बहुत अच्छा लिखा है मेरे को
Someone wrote to me in a very nice
मेरे पास
way,
जो है सो पापा का ही
said,
सभी को
whatever is mine
फिर
is
आगे चल
Baba's,
करके मेरी दो
but then
हाथ
in
तो
the
है
future, I at least have my
एक
2
wonderful है
hands.
बाबा के बच्चे
Is a
दो
wonderful
हाथ तो
child
है
of
तो मेरा
Baba. I still have
कल का
2
ख्याल मत
hands,
करो
so
ना
don't worry about my future.
ऐसा कौन से बच्चे होंगे
How many
मेरे
children
छुट्टी
of
का ख्याल
that,
नहीं करो मैं काम
like
भी
that,
करूँ
will there be who say, don't worry about my future, where will I get my source from? I have my 2
अगर खा
hands.
सकता हूँ तो काम भी कर सकता काम कर
If
भी
I
खा
can
सकता हूँ
eat, then I can do some work, and if I can work, then I
और
will be all
जिन्होंने
right.
सेवा की है ना
And
बहुत अच्छी
those
तरह
who
से
have served very well,
उसको खाना कहाँ से खाएंगे उसको कभी याद नहीं रहता दवाई कहाँ से
they
मिलेगी कब
never
क्या मिलेगा
worry about whether they'll get food or medicine. It comes to them somehow or the other.
वो कहेंगे सेवा मुझे लेना नहीं है
They say, well, I don't
असर
want to
नहीं लेना
take
है असर नहीं
service, I
उनके
don't want to
पीछे
take
पड़ते हैं सेवा
anything.
करने के लिए
And they find
बोले
that
मुझे नहीं
people
लेना है
want to serve
फिर
them, but
कहोगे
they say, no, I don't
दद्दी
want
जी
to
ऋषि
take
से बात
service.
बनाना
You have to
मुझे
become like
अच्छी
the
सेवा
example
करनी
of
है
Dadi Rishi and do very,
हड्डियों
very
से सेवा
deep
करनी है
service
जिन्होंने
from the
हड्डियों
depth
की
of your
सेवा की है
bones.
ना
And those who have
हड्डियां
done
मजबूत है
service
हड्डियां कोई
from their
वो नहीं
bones,
गई
they
है ऐसे
have very
लंगड़ी लूली
strong bones. They're not like that
कोई सेवा
crippled.
बहुत की है ना इसलिए
Some
कमर
people
नहीं चलती
say,
सेवा
oh,
बहुत की
I've
है ना
done a lot of
इसलिए पैर नहीं
service and
चलते
this
हैं
is why I have a
अरे
bad back or bad
कोई नहीं
arms.
कह सकता ऐसे
Nobody can say this.
इसलिए नींद नहीं आती है
Sometimes people say, this is why I
सबको
can't get
थकान है नींद नहीं
sleep.
आती है
I'm very tired, but I can't get sleep.
थोड़ा कमरा ठीक नहीं है ना
Perhaps the room isn't
वो ये नहीं है
acceptable,
ना
or this thing or that thing is
इसलिए पापा
missing.
कहते हैं बच्चे
Baba says, child,
तुम मेरे याद में रहो मैं
you
तुम
just stay in my
इतना अच्छी नींद
remembrance,
आएगी
and I will give you such good
याद में
arrangements.
रहने वाले
Just
को
those who stay
नींद
in
ऐसी नहीं
Baba's
चाहिए कि वो सोए तो
remembrance
उठे
don't
उठाना
need
पड़े
that
उनको
kind of sleep where somebody has to wake them up.
जगाना पड़े
No, you shouldn't have to
न
be
सोने में
woken up.
तकलीफ न जागने में तकलीफ
Neither is there difficulty going to sleep nor difficulty waking up.
इतना ऐसा योगी बनना
You
है
have to
आज
become
बोली
such
तो
a yogi,
अंदर लग गई होंगी आपको योगी बनना है ऐसा
and you got
सोचेंगे
the
ऐसा बाबा कहते
feeling that
देखो बच्चे सोते
you have Baba
बाबा
to
देखता है
make
बच्चे
you go
कैसे
to
लगाते
sleep.
हैं
Baba goes and sees how all of his
बच्चे कैसे
children are
सोई है
sleeping, how my child is sleeping.
दिन भर जैसी स्थिति होती है
And
ना
as the day passes, the
जैसे
stages that you
संकट
are
होते हैं
in
ना
reflects
जैसे
the
व्यवहार होता
thoughts
है ना
that you are having and the interaction that you are
वही
doing.
सोना
And
भी
it's
ऐसे ही
according to
होता है
that your sleep is
मेरा
such.
तो ये है
This is my experience.
क्यों दिन भर में क्या करने का
Because what do you have to do
क्या
throughout
करते
the
हैं
day? What are you doing all day?
याद में रहना है
You
याद
have to
दिलाना है
remain in remembrance and remind others.
कर्म भी वही कर रहे हैं
You have to do that karma which does that.
याद हमारी ऐसी रहे जो बाबा का
We should be in
साधन
such
तो ये है कि योग
remembrance
करो पर
so
योगी बन
that
के करो
whether
ना
there are instruments or not, but we must remain yogi in the midst of that
किसी
work
बात
and
के भी
interaction. There shouldn't be any
अधीन
issue
होना
which would make you
मानना
dependent, because if you become dependent, it means
अधिकारी नहीं बन सकेंगे
that you cannot be the one who claims your rights,
अधीनता अधिकारी बनने नहीं देंगे
because dependence prevents you from claiming any rights.
प्रकृति के भी अधीन नहीं बनना है
You must not be
उसको क्या
dependent
बोलते हैं
on the elements of matter
क्या बाबा ने
either.
बोला आज वरदान
What
है
did Baba say?
इतनी
As a
हमारी
blessing,
मनसा ऐसी
your mind should be so powerful
कैसा भी तमोगुण वाली
that
मंदिर
no
को
matter
ठीक
how bad the vibrations
बिल्कुल बदल
are
गया
or
है
the person is, they change
वो बदल
because
गया
of your
है उसका
power
हम
of the
सेफ रहेंगे
mind, and you remain safe from their negativity.
खून न्याय का खेल चल रहा है
Even if there is the murder of the innocents
और तो
going
क्या
on,
करें
you remain safe from
उसको हम
that. And what do you have to do at that time? Give cooperation to them.
वो कैसे होगा
And
Silence
how will that be? It'll be through the power of silence.
बाबा का संदेश सुना है
You heard
जागरण
Baba's
सुना
message.
अच्छा
So give it to me tomorrow, and I will read it to all of you, and both places will hear the message. Internet goes to all places, and people, if you want to see anything, see it through internet. But now I am saying, if you want to see anything, see it through silence, the power of silence. This time, in the attraction of meeting Baba, all other great warriors, the Mahavirs and the Maharatis, there's a difference between those two. Now Brian must come and sit in the front, right in front of Dadi, because the Mahavirs, the great warriors, and the elephant riders, it would be said, be careful, I am a Maharati, I live in a bodiless state. The mind of the cavalry jumps around, but the mind of the elephant riders remains stable. The elephant is very steady, very wise. If you sit on the elephant and ride on the elephant, you will enjoy it very much. The rishis, munis, and tapasvis, they used to sit on elephants. And so I haven't ridden on a horse, but I've enjoyed riding on elephants, especially in Thailand. So in Thailand I went riding on elephants. And so nobody else had done what the Thailand people had done, and I was in an intoxicated state riding on those elephants. To sit on an elephant, you feel good. There's the feeling of being something. I'm a Raj Rishi sitting on this elephant. And so what is a Maharati? There is the dignity of being a Maharati, the elephant rider. If you sit on a horse, you don't know what you'll have to do. It makes you afraid. You don't know whether he's going to buck or kick or what, because you need to know how to hold the reins and control the horse. So what do I have to do? I have to be a Maharati, and then I can become the great brave warrior. Once Baba had said, "You are a Maharati to me, remember this." It means whatever action I do, others will see me and do the same. Those who are the cavalry, they don't think this way. The Maharati understands that the vibration will go according to what they think, and whatever they speak, it will have an impact. And so when you're sitting in remembrance, you won't sit in a casual way, you will be alert. Some people sit in a very casual way, they are clearly not Maharatis. The position of your seat. You see, in the history hall, our guests came and they experienced the influence of the history hall, and we told them how Baba would sit on the stool straight with his half lotus pose. Does anybody have the aim of sitting the same way Baba was sitting for an hour, for half an hour, for 8 or 10 hours? Do inner work and sit straight and stable. That is a Maharati. If the intellect wanders off in a second, then that's not stability. So there are three, the Maharatis, the cavalry, and the infantry. And the infantry are people who get upset easily and they upset other people. They are pretty much dissatisfied. If you are slightly dissatisfied, but now we have to think of ourselves as university students. We're not young. The whole world is looking at us. And now everybody knows what Brahma Kumaris are and what they're doing and what the study is. There is so much study and sustenance that everyone is receiving. If you want to know how to move around, then this is how you know how to sleep, you know how to wake up. And I saw among our guests, they were reading other virtues, they were reading the schedule, because there are two lists. One is the list of 36 virtues, and the other is the schedule. And so there is the attention on the list of virtues to see that all of these are in me, and am I acting accurately according to the schedule of the day. So whether you call this a school, a college, or a university, it's one thing. There must be the present mark. Let there not be any absent mark. Let there not be any murli that you miss. A Maharati never misses the murli. And I never have missed any murlis. Baba would not meet us, and I had to go to Bombay, or he said, did you read the Murli and then come? I read the Murlis of 3 days, and then I met Baba, but I wouldn't meet Baba without having read the Murli first, which had been missing while I was traveling. And so ask yourself, am I a Maharati, a cavalry, or an infantry? You can see these statues in the temple of Dilwara, the people who ride elephants and those who ride horses, and then the infantry. There shouldn't be any fluctuation in the stage, in your stage, nor should you be instrument for any disturbance in anybody else's stage. I should not be responsible for disturbing anyone's thoughts or minds. Silence means to look at the self and to check. And you have to check in such a way that nobody knows how you checked and then changed yourself. No one's eye, you see that, yes, this person was like that, but now they're something else. They're very intelligent. They are a Maharati. They've picked up the signal and the vibration reached them, and they did what was necessary. They received the touching from Baba. That, no, you can't do like that. It is as if Baba holds our mouth and says, no, you can't speak like that, or holds our feet, you can't take such a step, you cannot do such a thing. And there couldn't be anything that you would not have spoken to Baba about. You cannot do something. No, I can't do anything against the principles. Why am I telling you these? Because Baba's coming in just a few days, and we need to make our stage such. Once, for many days, I didn't get sleep. I don't know how many days. The senior brother Bishwa Kishore was there, and he was in the next room. I had a problem with coughing and asthma, so I slept separately so that I didn't disturb anyone. So I was in the corner alone in the manager's quarter, and Mama used to say, and Baba used to say, I said, should anybody sleep with you? I said, no. So if I can drink some warm water, but I'm not going to give anybody any trouble. And Vishwakishore had reached Baba, and he told Baba that she's not sleeping the whole day. Should we give her an injection for sleeping the whole night, rather? And Baba said, you cannot say this. But Baba from his room had given me such an injection of spiritual vibrations that I did go to sleep. Vishwakishore Bhai
बाबा को कह रहा है मुझे पीछे पता चला
told
है
this to Baba, and I came to know about it later. But he said, don't tell her.
फिर मम्मा को भेजा मेरे पास
And then he sent Mama to me.
बच्ची को तुम नींद करा के आओ
And he told her, get this daughter to go to sleep and then come. Why I'm telling you this, there's so much happiness of becoming Baba's. Mama came to me,
मम्मा भी मेरे पास नहीं आई थी
and she hadn't come to me for many days.
अच्छी तरह से
But she came in a very beautiful way, and she stood, she sent the message, and at that moment they made a special a drink with saffron and sugar and cardamom, and I drank that and went to sleep. Then at 4 a.m. Baba came.
आज मैंने लाल किला देखा ना मेरे अच्छा लगा
And he brought the red bananas, and he put butter on it and gave me that to eat.
खिला के फिर कहा सो जाओ
And then he said, now you go to sleep.
फिर कहा
And then
आज बाबा के साथ बाबा तेरे साथ खाना खाएगा
I said, no, I will eat with you, Baba. And in the day, I came in the manager's quarter
उसके बाद बाबा हमें
and I
खाना
ate.
साथ में
And then Baba always used to get me to eat with him.
सुनाने का मतलब ये इतना सुख
I'm telling you this so that you know how much I have received from Baba, how much happiness, how much fortune.
बाबा कहते औरों को क्यों देखते हो
Baba says, why are you looking at other people? Look at your own fortune. He is the bestower of fortune. He is my Baba.
भाग्यवान हूँ
I am the fortunate one. I am fortunate. I am fortunate.
ऐसा सिमरन करते करते करते
And if you think about this deeply, through this thinking, and you feel, others will also feel, I'm fortunate, and this is service. Those who come into your company, they also feel, yes, I am fortunate, I don't do anything, I'm just fortunate. I don't do anything. He says, he doesn't think and he doesn't do anything.
Don't think.
So do not think. Be free from thought. And whilst doing something, be free from the consciousness of doing, so that there isn't any arrogance. Because then there isn't that sense of fortune. Baba is getting it done. It is fixed in drama. I am fortunate. And Baba has made me the instrument. I am fortunate. And so this is the great warrior, the great brave warrior, the Mahavir. This is the story of the great warrior. Hanuman got hit, but Ram felt the pain of it. And this used to happen. And he was saying, no, I am taking the pain of Janak. I was in the hospital. I'm telling you this so that everyone should understand I'm a Mahavir. First think I am a Maharati, the elephant rider, and then the Mahavir, the one who challenges Ravan. Be careful, I am going to destroy your kingdom, you will see. You say that to Ravan. Maya may come in the form of an ant or a spider. But it can't get to me. So these are the words of God. He says, you are my Maharati child. You are in the battlefield, in the spiritual army, and you are the great warrior, the brave. One hand you are the child, on the other hand you are in the army and you are on world service. in order to bring about the golden aged world and destroy all forms of sorrow and distress and bring about a world of peace and happiness. So each one individually has the right to become this. Baba always used to say, child, according to drama, anyone can become this. Because the arrow can hit and the understanding can come. That comes through silence. A sound of the voice is not much necessary, and you don't need to think. From your heart, remember Baba, and then whatever is the right thing that has to happen, it will happen accurately at the right time. So from now, at least you must reach the class in time and have your Amrit Vela accurately in time. Each one should understand themselves to be a Maharati and not be careless. Day before yesterday I had said, and I am repeating also, the outside people's Maya is different, and the Maya that comes to Baba's children is something else. They live in the Mayavi world, the outside people, and we freed them from that, and they come into this world and they think of moving forward. But those who have become Baba's children, they cannot be caught up in any activity, but you can't take a lift from your action. Baba does so much, but he remains free from the effect of it and detached from all of it. Be very independent from any feelings of insult or praise. Because if you get caught up in the activity, then there's no time for remembrance. The activity that you're involved in runs around in your head, and you have to understand that what you're doing is fixed. Its accomplishment is fixed. It is an instrument. You mustn't get under anybody's influence of their behavior or their nature. Some people you get impressed with, some people you dislike. If there's even a little bit of that, then Baba says, then you're not a yogi child of Baba. If you get influenced by someone's nature, whether it's good, if you say, yeah, this person helped me a lot, then that also means that you are a failed. Somebody did something, they made their fortune. It's not that they helped me. No. It's a very subtle thing. You have to keep your intellect very clean. And there has to be true remembrance in which internally you come into silence. It has to be so good. Whatever success you have to achieve is through your personal effort. You don't have to be concerned about service. Not at all. It's already fixed. It is destined. I cannot do these things alone. There are thousands of Baba's children who are with me, and we are all doing this together. Success comes when we have the cooperation of everybody. It's not that I did anything. Effort has to be such that each and every moment, each minute, there is success. This is your dignity. Let there not be any waste. This is the blessing of God, that there is no waste in my life. Baba said, you create the karmic account and then you expect me to finish it for you. Why did you create this karmic account? I have given you so much understanding that you have to finish your old karmic accounts and do not create new ones. Doesn't make any sense. If you have created a karmic account with anyone in this confluence age, it is a very strong bondage. And so this time, all of us have to become the conquerors over Maya, which is fixed anyway, but we also have to be the ones who make the elements of matter cool down. They are troubling everyone in the world now, but they can't trouble us. Now I am seeing the time, and so there are many points about matter that need to be shared with you. There are so many kinds of ways in which matter remains in order through our silence. Then only we will be able to rule in the golden age. We have to develop the sanskaras of being rulers at this time. In our kingdom, everyone will be happy in the golden age, but those sanskaras have to be developed here and now. Even if I don't come in the golden age or silver age, you come according to your own time, but the one who gives happiness and finishes sorrow are the children of the Supreme Being. And those who have destroyed sorrow and unhappiness and peacelessness from the world. You have to have conquest over the elements of matter and change it, make them function in a proper way as masters of matter. You have to play this role of the Mahavir. Now Diwali is coming, Dashera is past. And so we have to be practically ready and be there at time. Okay, now I'm going to give